What we found is that of the 300, only 10 of them are legal in the country. So quite a number of them is in non-compliance to our Immigration Act. And as I indicated, we'll make sure that certain enforcement actions are implemented.
First of all, let's give it up to Ghana government. Well done, Ghanaian government. This is what I call a government that cares about its people. A government that puts their people first, even though it's on a lie, but still. They care about their people. Now, let's talk about this. And the reason why I'm doing this video because there is going to be propaganda that's going to come out of Ghana government. The Minister of Foreign Affairs has proven himself more than once that he is a liar, and the High Commissioner of Ghana to South Africa himself, he's a victim, because I've been following some of his commentary and how he was blaming the South African Home Affairs for Ghanaians being illegal in South Africa. And then you have to ask yourself this question: and what's your purpose of being here again? Because you're supposed to be looking after your people that are living in South Africa. The second thing that the world needs to know is that, and I've said this in my previous video about Ghanaians, and this was on the 21st of May 2026, when that one Ghanaian young man pitched up at OR Tambo International Airport when they were expecting 300 of them. I said that we South Africans, we have a very good relationship with Ghanaians that are living here. The majority of Ghanaians that are living in South Africa are illegal. And we knew this, that they are illegal in South Africa. They're undocumented. They came to South Africa on a visitor's visa, or more like, you know that South Africa and Ghana, they have visa-free provision. So many of them, just like that young man, the 22-year-old, he came to South Africa on that particular visa because he's a Ghanaian. He has free access to South Africa because of our diplomatic relationships we have with Ghana. And so he overstayed his welcome. There's another gentleman also, when they were registering for today, also said he came with a visitor's visa and he's only been in South Africa for 9 months. And then you're like, but then that visa is for 3 months. He tried to maneuver, but it was already too late, that he's been in South Africa illegally. I mean, the journalist should have asked for proof, like, can you prove that you actually did go home and came back 3 months ago? Even that 3 months ago, the process or the length of his visa had already expired, because it expires on the 90th day. So we are going to debunk any type of propaganda that is going to come out of Ghana about the 300 Ghanaians that right now, as I speak, they are 35,000 feet headed to Ghana. Congratulations. Once again, I'm quite impressed, because that's how a government should react when its people are in danger. Whether that danger is real or not real, but they took action. And it's quite funny that Nigeria, I don't hear anything about Nigeria repatriating their citizen, because they're just not going to do it. But their parliament were up in arms, calling South Africa xenophobic and xenophobia attacks, and taking videos that are AI generated and other videos that from another country. South Africans, we don't use machetes. Machetes is not in our culture across the board. But tell me why we were seeing machetes. We don't have machetes. It's not in our culture. But you know, those videos were played in the Nigerian parliament, and Nigerian parliament even went as far as threatening South Africa that we should sanction them, take over MTN and DSTV, as if we give a rat's tail about those things, because we don't. And they kept saying that the people in South Africa are in danger. The last time I checked, the word danger equals emergency. Why are they still here? Why are Nigerians still here? Ghana, I'm going to excuse them, but we want to see how far Ghana is going to go with this one. Because I heard the High Commissioner of Ghana to South Africa saying there are 16,000 Ghanaians. Sir, you also a liar. There are tens upon tens upon tens of thousands of Ghanaians here. And I can even go as far as saying probably there are about 300,000, especially after South Africa and Ghana have this visa-free entry into each other's countries. So don't lie, there's not 16,000. And I think I know why you said 16,000, because the Ghana government budgeted for 16, not even, I don't even think you guys are going to reach 1,000. This is just PR, in my opinion. Prove me wrong though, by taking all 300,000 of them out of South Africa. And I think the government also needs to tell us, how many Ghanaians exactly do we have in South Africa, legal and illegal? Because when they enter our country, they are stamped and that is recorded. Are there 16,000 Ghanaians that stamped in the past, let's say 10, no, not even 10 years, 15 years? Please do us that favor, because they are going to propagate, they are going to try and milk this for everything it's got with false information. They are even going to go as far as telling the people of Ghana that all 300 of them were legally in South Africa. Now, here is the fact. As you saw in the opening video of this video, I will repeat it again towards the end of this video. 300 Ghanaians pitched up at OR Tambo International Airport on the 27th of May 2026, being repatriated by their own government back to Ghana. So South Africa, of course, needs to kick in, because this is our immigration. And as immigration authorities, we need to process people. We need to see who's here legally and who's here not legally, so that there are appropriate sanctions that are going to be imposed on anybody of those 300 that were illegally in the country. Now tell me why out of 300, 3%, that's 10 of the Ghanaians that were at OR Tambo International Airport were legally in the country. That means they had proper documentation to be in South Africa. And those are the Ghanaians that we welcome, because you are legal. And then 290 illegal. Now, going back to Mr. Asamoah, remember Emmanuel Asamoah that was stopped by Victoria Africa and them? The Minister of Foreign Affairs lied to the people of Ghana and the world that he was legally in South Africa, when he said himself he came here on a visitor's visa in 2019 and he never left. And another thing, from what you pick up also in the interviews that were done at the Ghanaian embassy, the Ghanaians that were there to register their names, some of them broke the law. But I don't blame them. I blame Home Affairs. Because how is it that you come to South Africa on a visitor's visa, and then when you get here, you play the government, you abuse the immigration laws of the country by applying for asylum? People that seek asylum is because they're being persecuted in the countries where they come from for whatever reasons, whether religious, sexuality, or tribe, or whatever the case might be. But these ones, they came and sought asylum because of family issues. Family issues. One of them refused to be a chief in his village, and he ran to South Africa and sought asylum based on that he doesn't want to be a chief. Once again, this one, we will take it as our fault, because our Home Affairs is a mess. You see how you tell the truth? You see how you tell the truth? You admit and take responsibility where we falter. But the fact of the matter is, your own people are coming to South Africa and seeking asylum. This is an indictment on the Ghanaian government, that you are brutal towards your people. Because of asylum seeking, you are brutal towards your people. Only 10 are legal, 290 illegal. Now, this obviously proves my point about the majority of Ghanaians that are in South Africa. 300,000 of them, I believe, are illegally in the country. Maybe, just maybe, the legal ones may make somewhere around 5,000, probably to 10,000, 20,000 out of 300,000 that are legally in South Africa. And I did say South Africans chose to do what? To look the other way. Why? Because we love Ghanaians. They're respectful, they bother nobody, they mind their own business, and we love that. They are not loud. We love that. That is why we overlooked that. We know you're illegal, but you are the brother and the sister we love. As for the rest, so before propaganda starts spreading, because the moment they land, there's going to be media, there's going to be journalists, and the president probably is going to meet them at the airport, and there's going to be propaganda against South Africa, xenophobic attacks. It now has been established that South Africans are not xenophobic. Those Ghanaians, when they land in Ghana, they're going to have to deal with God when they lie on South Africans. Because they've been here. They thrived, some of them. Some of them, of course, they suffered. Because we know a lot of Ghanaians that are suffering. And I hope there are that bunch of Ghanaians that are suffering in South Africa that took the flight. The ones that will not take the flight, whether illegal or legally here, it's because they are thriving. They are making millions of rands because we support them. Yeah, you know, the lazy guys, uneducated, and yet we rank number 2 on the African continent as the most educated country on the African continent. Please Google it, you'll see. Yeah, us. We support them. They are not going to go. They don't want to go. But I fear for them as well because the 30th of June, 2026 is fast approaching and South Africans, they don't care at this point. They really, really don't care. And my advice to the Ghanaians that decide to remain in South Africa, go home. Go home, go fix your papers. Trust me, we still have visa-free entry to each other's countries. Once you fix yourself at home and the dust settles down here in South Africa, we'll tell you when to come. No, us are going to say, okay, Ghanaians, you can start coming through. Because we have things to fix ourselves here in our country. We are asking people to leave because we want to fix our country. There's a lot of stuff that is happening that we don't understand. One thing that you're going to have to learn, and I'm sure many Ghanaians, when they tell their stories about South Africans, is that the one thing that South Africans pride themselves with is their governance. We are the government. The people of South Africa are the government. That is why when your minister says why the South African authorities doesn't, that's because we are the government. We are a constitutional democracy. The power is in our hands. We not get told by the people we voted for. We're not going to be doing that. If the people that we voted for are doing things that we don't understand, we will want to be left alone so that we fix those people up here, therefore fixing our country. So go home. That's my advice. Go, because South Africans this time around, they will be indiscriminate in who needs to leave the country. And I'm not talking violence here. I don't support violence either. Just know that. I don't. But you can never predict South Africans. History has shown that you can never predict South Africans, especially when they are angry. And it never ends well, by the way. I'm just saying. So go home, whether you are legally here or illegally here. Wind up whatever business that you have. Sell what you need to sell and take stuff that you need to take with you, ahead of you, and then go home. Go home. When South Africa has been fixed, You will be the first one to be invited, Ghanaians. Trust me, because South Africans trust you. Yeah, that trust has been dented because of your leaders. And some of Ghanaians that I don't think they are smart by attacking South Africans, therefore making it worse for Ghanaians that are in South Africa. Because I'm telling you right now, many South Africans are boycotting Ghanaian businesses and the Ghanaians are feeling it. I told you, I know Ghanaians and they speak to me. They're like, hey, I haven't had business in so many weeks. And then I said, yeah, you need to speak to your people. Speak to your people back home because they are the ones that are causing all of this. You are suffering while they are not suffering back home. Why? Because they're up here against South Africans. It's not a smart move. It's a stupid move. This is the epitome of biting the hands that feed your people. So now they are crying. They haven't made money. And in South Africa, without money, you cannot survive. You can't rent. Our rental here is monthly. It's not by year. It's monthly. You have to pay car installment monthly. Clothing accounts monthly. Petrol. This children's school fees paid monthly. And you, because of your mouth, you've taken that away from your fellow Ghanaians in South Africa. I hope this is a lesson to you. Stop acting all smart. Ghana ranks number 12, the most educated country on the African continent. 12. You're not even in the top 10. So now you are showing why you are in the top 10. You are beaten by Zimbabwe. You are beaten by Eswatini. Can you imagine? So do some introspections and then count your words. See where those words are going to. The power is in the South African people's hands. That's why nobody can touch us. You will huff and puff, but that house is not falling down. But okay, let's give Ghana their flowers. Well done. I'm very impressed. Nigeria, when is your turn? Or it's no longer emergency. South Africans are no longer unaliving Nigerians. Abby, come on. It was a lie to begin with. It was a lie on both Ghana and Nigeria. And I also remember telling Ghanaians, a clever person learns from their mistakes, but an intelligent person learns from the mistakes of others. And I said, Ghana, don't make the mistake Nigeria made with South Africans. I was very clear on that. Do not make the mistake that Nigerians made when it came to South Africans. You wanted to demonstrate what a savage you are. Well, congratulations. Now your people are suffering in South Africa. That is why I'm saying let them go home, legally or illegally. Go back home while we fix our country. That's it. But this proves everything that we've been saying about Ghana and Ghanaians here. They are illegally here, but they've been protected. They've been like this spoiled little kid that is loved. But Ghanaians in Ghana then expose them. And your leaders lie because they are receiving brown envelope somewhere in the Middle East to destroy the image of South Africa. I'm telling you right now, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to end in tears for Ghana. Do not vote these people back into power, guys. I'm just letting you know. They are a danger to Ghana. I'm talking whatever political party is in charge where Ablakwa is a member of and serving as Minister of Foreign Affairs. Don't vote for that party again. It's dangerous to you Ghanaians. And I'm saying this because I'm on the outside looking in. You're not going to see it because you are inside. Probably you vote sentimentally rather than with your head. I'm just letting you know, as a stranger on the other side, that party that you guys have put in place is not good for you. Anyways, I'm going to leave this video right here. And let me remind you again, so that you get to see that South Africans don't lie. We don't pick on anybody. We've been living with Ghanaians for years with love. But no, propaganda because of brown envelope. It's going to end in tears, Ghana. Anyways, fellow South Africans, I will see you a bit later. Whatever you do, take care of yourselves and take care of this country and defend it with everything you've got. Even from the Ghanaians. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
What we found is that of the 300, only 10 of them are legal in the country. So quite a number of them is in non-compliance to our Immigration Act. And as I indicated, we'll make sure that certain enforcement actions are implemented. We found that many of them did not comply with the South African immigration legislation. And there are certain transgressions found, and therefore we obviously will have to make sure that certain sanctions are enforced. But I think what's important is that the collaboration with the Ghanaian embassy and ourselves to make sure that we have the numbers that they indicated they have, bring them here to the airport, and to make sure that the processes are followed here as well.